So as we talked a little bit about our zincs here, we're going to actually go into the mixing here. So like I talked about, we're going to start here with our 9% just to show you what we're getting for an overall quality. One thing we do like by going to a 9% zinc, which is EETA chelated, we typically get a lot better mixing and a lot better compatibility. So we're pretty full here. As you can see, it starts to incorporate a little bit. Nothing too crazy as we move forward here. We look at it pretty homogeneous. You're seeing a little bit of mixing there in the bottom. As it moves forward, that zinc is getting through that solution, but nothing too crazy. When we go to a 10%, I do feel like the quality does change a little bit because we are going to a citric acid chelate. And you can see here, I already see a little bit of a difference between the two products as we mix here. Getting a little bit more of a haze in there, a little bit thicker. One thing you'll definitely notice too is the flowability of a 9% over a 10%. So filling them up there. Here we're jumping to our 723.5 with our 9% zinc. So again, a little bit of a different analysis for a typical starter fertilizer. Again, pretty nice mixing there. We're seeing it get all the way down to the bottom, mixing in quite nicely. Our last one for our zinc. Now the nice thing I'm going to show here is as we incorporate, again, like I said, we're looking at plant nutrition, we're looking at the things that we can offer our crop in a number of different ways. One of the things that we definitely know can help is with these plant hormones. Right here is all you need in an equivalent per acre gallon or per acre rate for our unlocked. We're looking at 2 ounces In-Furrow here. So for this, as you can see, a very small amount actually gets incorporated in there when we're dealing with this. As you can see, we can mix it right up. We'll test our first one here. Get some gentle agitation. We'll get a little shake on there. As you can see here, the nice thing that we're doing, very easy incorporation. You can see how that product there stays almost a nice caramel color. We're not seeing any sort of precip in there. Looks very nice. Now, see, we'll compare this here, what we're doing. This is just with the 9% and the 723.5. So the only difference between these two is we have unlocked in this guy here. Now, when we look at this and do our mixing, again, almost identical. No real difference. The nice thing we're doing here is we incorporate that unlocked. Here we're getting those plant hormones, those cytokinins, those auxins, those gibberellins at a very nice low rate to help kick off that plant nutrition. Already here, if we come here and look at the top, look at our 10% difference. Already, just from sitting in there, you can see that film starting to form with the 10%. So again, we'll incorporate our unlocked in this case. Again, a very small amount of what we need. It's a very nice low use rate product. Now, I'll put the lid on both of these. Again, pretty good uniform mixing. Again, you'll notice that difference in that 1034.0 versus the 723.5. You can really see that difference in the product right there. Again, still very nice, very easy to use. Again, the difference between these two, we have unlocked in this guy right here, and here we just have our 10% zinc mixed with our 1034.0. Now again, remember that scum on the top that we were starting to see with our 10% zinc? If we look at our 9%, we're not seeing that whatsoever on the top of these. Again, just a little bit of a difference between the quality of a 9% versus a 10%. Let's get our unlocked in here because we want to get those plant hormones in there. As you can see there, again, really nice incorporation. We're seeing our zinc, we're seeing our hormones, no issue, no real difference. Again, seeing both the products, you're seeing a little bit of a color difference, a little bit darker here as we added that unlocked. But again, very nice, very clear product. We're not seeing any precipitates forming, a real nice solution there. One of the things that we're going to do here to demonstrate here is when we're talking about any sort of zinc source, we don't want to mix these too far in advance. We can have some issues with freezing, thawing, some zinc fallout if we're mixing these too far in advance. I like to say mix and use what you're going to use for that day, if at all possible, or just a couple days advance. What we're going to do here is we're going to stress test these a little bit and show that maybe freeze thaw that we experience. We're going to drop them in the freezer here. We're actually going to show you what we see with that zinc difference as they freeze. You'll really start to see some differences in these zincs.